Front Office Insights are presented by Sage. Peter Bendix joins us now, Marlins President of Baseball Operations. Peter, it's Brian Kenny. Congratulations on the season, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Brian. Good to be here.
Great to have you here. What's your view of the season, Peter? Again, you made nice moves. I think a little earlier than a lot of people expected. What's your view?
We were really proud of the season we had. I think we look at it as proof of concept of what we've been saying of player development doesn't stop at the major league level. We can and did get our players better, and it showed up with wins on the field.
Okay, and so what does that mean exactly? As far as coaches maximizing, the potential that you have there, are you building that infrastructure? What are you doing exactly?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of all of that. A real credit to our coaching staff, to Clayton McCullough in his first year on the job, and really to everybody throughout the organization that has embraced this mindset of innovation, of being unafraid to try things, and of really challenging our players in practice in a competitive training environment, with the idea being that we need to get our players better quickly.
What is it like being the number one guy, Peter? Again, you were at the Rays for a number of years. Now, you like all these concepts, things that you're thinking, you're clearly like putting them into fruition. What is it like being the number one guy?
It's a lot of fun to be able to take on this challenge, to be able to try to build this organization the way that we know we need to in order to be successful, to try to be competitive every single year. And the buck stops here. You know that you're responsible for so much of what we're doing, but really it's a collective effort. It is a team effort throughout the front office, throughout the coaching staff. It is all of us pulling in the same direction, and me trying to put people in a position to succeed.
All right. Speaking of which, Gabe Kapler is your new general manager. Gabe's had a whole bunch of different jobs throughout the major leagues, including as a player, then as a manager. I know with the Dodgers was with the minor leagues. Tell us about your relationship with Gabe and what you hope to get from him.
Yeah, I think Gabe brings a lot to the table. There's very few people in the industry who have his combination of experience, and he adds creativity and real empathy. He cares about the people around him. He cares about us really being successful in the right way. He and I are really aligned on the type of organization that we want to build and where we need to go in order to be successful.
Okay, so what's that collaborative process like? I know Gabe, when he was with Philadelphia, was like, I'm going to think bold, I'm going to do that. It seems like you guys are thinking along the same lines. How much do you agree or disagree on things?
It really is a team effort with Gabe, with Clayton, with everybody in our group to be innovative, to try to embrace the long-term thinking, and to try to really be great teammates to one another, to create this culture that is empowering, supportive, and ultimately allows us to get players better, to get better players, and to really move this organization in the direction it needs to go. Okay,
let's talk about players a little bit, Peter. What is the plan for Sandy Alcantara? He's under contract this year, club option the year after. What's the plan?
Sandy started the season slowly, but really in the second half of the year, we saw the version of him that we know is in there, the version of him that won a Cy Young. I'm really optimistic about what version of him is going to show up next year, and he brings so much to the organization on and off the field. He's a pleasure to watch pitch and a really great human.
Yeah, so he's a number one, worse than number two, depending on, post-surgery. Do you think your winning curve will coincide with him being there?
I think we're trying to be as good as possible as soon as possible. And we're trying to build an organization that compete for the playoffs, compete for the World Series year in and year out. That's been the goal since day one. I think we made tremendous progress as an organization towards that goal this year. I'm excited for us to continue to make progress next year and beyond.
One guy you scored on was Kyle Stowers, that's for sure. You got him in the Trevor Rogers trade, slugged .544. Is this a type of kid you can build around?
Kyle's improvement this season was just incredibly impressive. He went from somebody who was really struggling in 2024, even in spring training in 2025, and he put it together in a way that was incredibly impressive. One of the top 10 hitters, I think, in all of baseball, and really just a wonderful presence in the clubhouse as well. He goes about his business in the right way. He crushes the baseball, and I think he's set to improve even further.
Again, Peter, you were with the Rays a number of years, so you can win on a tight budget. But you guys are 30th right now in payroll. What are the plans long term as far as ownership, as far as investment, and moving that number up?
You know, the plan really is to get to the point where we are competitive every single year, and not just competitive, where we're winning the division every single year. We're in a position to make the playoffs. We're in a position to win the World Series. I think there's a lot of different things that need to happen for that to come to fruition, but that really is the goal. And every move that we're making, short-term, long-term, everything that we're doing every day is towards that goal.
All right, so when does the purse strings open up then? Right, tough to win from 30th, right? We've seen 24th, 22nd Brewers can do that. Guardians can do it. But when do the purse strings open up, or do they?
Yeah, I think it's something that we're still looking at all different ways to improve the club. We are looking at every different avenue to improve the club in 2026, every different way we can improve the club in the long term too. How that plays out, I'm not sure, but it's something that we're looking at for sure.
All right, you guys made big strides, that's for sure. Just looking out for you, Pete. to give you a little bit more money there to spend once in a while. Peter, great job this year. Again, you made a real impact there, and your club looks nice coming into this season. Best of luck in the offseason, Peter.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.